Hi, we're on our second day of our hot air balloon project. So these are all the materials that we're going to use today. We've got, first of all, our paper that we made last week as our background. We did grassy hills in green, a river or a water source. We did some trees, and we did the clouds and the sun, keeping in mind their foreground, middle ground, background. And today we're going to get to make the hot air balloons. Still collaging. So I'm going to go ahead and make one out of yellow first. This one's going to be kind of a larger one, which would be in my foreground. So hot air balloons are just kind of shaped like a circle. So I am just cutting out a circle. Okay. Here's my first one. That's probably going to be the biggest one, kind of like this purple one's the biggest one here. So probably want to put it about there. I think I like it right there. I'm going to go ahead and glue it down. If you want to, you can wait and play with them placement wise and glue them down last, but I'm going to go ahead and glue them as I go. Okay, and it's okay if it covers things because we know they'll be overlapping your sky. That's all your background, so it will have some overlap. Okay, now this hot air balloon, we can tell it needs a basket. So I've got some black paper for a basket. You could also use brown, but I just grabbed black. Looks like that's what I have in my example here. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut out that little basket shape, which is kind of like a little rectangle. It looks like it's more of a trapezoid though on here. A rectangle's fine, or square. I am gonna cut it kind of like a little trapezoid though. So when I say trapezoid, this is the shape I mean. It's kind of like a rectangle or a square. It's smaller at the top and gets larger at the bottom. And it looks like on these hot air balloons, the larger part is up top, the smaller part's at the bottom. And I'm gonna go ahead and glue that on as well. And I'm gonna leave a little bit of space for the straps for the hot air balloon. And I'll draw those on too. You can draw people in them, or you can just draw like the people don't really show. So I'm just gonna do it like that, and I'll go in and draw my details in later. Okay, now I'm gonna do one in my middle ground. So this one's gonna be in the middle ground. I think I'm gonna do red. I don't need this whole piece, so I'm just gonna cut what I need. And then I can put it back in the box for somebody else to use too. Okay, so there's my hot air balloon for my middle ground one. I might put it a little lower, put it right about there. And like I said, I'm gonna go ahead and glue all mine on. You guys can wait if you want to and play around with where you want to place them, but I want to go ahead and glue them on so you can see the whole step. Okay, and then I'll go ahead and make this one another trapezoid shaped basket. Okay, you can't make that trapezoid shape. It's okay, you can just make a square or a rectangle too. And there's the basket. Probably should have made the basket a little smaller. I'm going to trim it because since my balloon's smaller, my basket should be smaller, right? I like the size of it now. Okay. Now I'm going to do one that is in my background. So it's going to be the smallest. And I think I'm going to use white paper here. And it's just going to look kind of boring at first, but then when I add detail, it'll show up super nicely on that white paper. And I could even draw some smaller than that too. So that's definitely smaller than my middle ground one. Okay, and I'm gonna put him kind of way up in the sky. Maybe that's why it's so small, so far away. And then its basket gets to be pretty small because we know that that one's the farthest away. Maybe it's the highest up, maybe it's farther away mileage wise, I don't know. And there's its basket. Okay, now I'm just gonna have fun and just do some different ones to fill in. I think I'll do another small one. Maybe make it even smaller. And I'm going to put it right here. It's almost overlapping a little bit in this one space. And then I'll cut out another tiny basket. You guys notice I don't cut or I don't draw first. I just cut. But if you want to draw first, you can. I just like to use the scissors and just go for it. And I'm going to do one more hot air balloon. I think I'm going to do, I don't have an orange one. I'm going to do an orange one. And I think I'll make this one medium. You can decide how many you do. It'd be great if you at least have 3. A small, a medium, and a large. But you can do more than that. Okay, let's stick this one on about right in here. Maybe he's a little overlapped on the big one. And then it needs a basket. Okay. Now I'm ready to add my marker detail. I also have some pastels, so if I'm drawing on a darker color of construction paper, pastels might work better. So I just want to go in with my black Sharpie and just draw those little supports that you see here, the straps that hold that hot air balloon together. And I just draw them right on top of whatever's in the way, whatever's underneath. Okay, so I've got that in. So now what I want to do is I want to draw some details. So I got markers here I can draw some details with. Works great on the yellow just to do marker. Okay. Maybe I'll add one more color to that too. Alrighty. Marker's gonna work great on my white too. So now I am going to do a little pastel. So I've got this red one that's kind of dark. So I was kind of thinking maybe some blue would look nice on it. Easy as that. I'm also thinking my orange might look nice with a little pastel. There we go. And then my blue one, finally, we'll add a little pastel to it. All right, my picture is complete. So I can clearly see that I have a foreground, middle ground, and background. I know these are my backgrounds, these are in my middle ground, this is my foreground. And so I can see 3 separations of space.